Pero if you ask me personally, will I buy the floor now? Definitely not. Kasi for me, I just have to take that as a opportunity loss na. Diba? Kasi from 0.2 to 7.7, more than 7 ETH, parang I find that very high already. There's opportunity for it to grow even further, pero remember that there will always be other opportunities out there that you can take advantage of without having to shell out that much amount of ETH. About a third of my life, I've been in the real estate industry, selling properties, diba? Investing, and this has been my bread and butter. But nung na-expose ako dun sa space, I realized ito na kasi yung future eh. This is where we're headed right now. And when it comes to technology, it's a one-way street, diba? Sabi nga nila, diba? We can never go back. When it comes to technology, we can only advance. And if you don't ride with the times, you'll be left behind.
Bukod sa OpenSea, there's two platforms that are highly relevant into this space. It's Discord and Twitter. And for those who are not that educated about it, bakit? Kasi syempre madami na mga friends na nag-NFTs. One of the things that pag may sinisend ako mga projects sa kanila, unang-una tinitingnan nila gano'ng kadaming tao doon sa Discord server, gano'ng kadaming tao yung nagpo-follow sa Twitter. Can you educate people on why are these platforms the most important thing into all of this?
For Discord kasi, ang maganda sa Discord, you can really create a community. There's a lot of functions that are involved in Discord that are not available in, let's say, Messenger, Viber, WhatsApp, diba? Kasi may mga ibang NFTs that in order for you to be able to get whitelisted, by the way, the term whitelisted is to be able to have that exclusive access to mint the NFT before it is launched into the public. So, parang condominium, kunyari, di ba? If you tried buying property sa developer, we have what we call a pre-selling stage. And in order for you to get the slot, kailangan magsubmit ka ng letter of intent, you submit a check, di ba? Tapos may pila yan. So, parang ganun din yung concept sa NFTs, no? So, we have what we call a pre-sale, and before you get to the pre-sale, there's a whitelisting process. So, in Discord, the reason why the communities grow is because yung mga NFT projects, they promote what we call grinding, no? So when you grind, for example, magpapa-level up ka doon. So you'll chat in different topics. Yung iba, general topic, iba about sports, iba about NFTs, no? Iba crypto, anything under the sun, diba? Very creative na yung mga projects ngayon. So there's plenty of ways for you to grind and level up. So, for example, for one NFT that I went into, the uninterested unicorns, yung UU kung tawagin. Nag-grind ako doon for about 2 days, no? So chinaga ako every day, the whole day for that 2 days, di ba? Yun lang yung ginagawa ko, nag-chat-chat lang ako doon, no? So I reached the level requirement, which is level 10, to get whitelisted. So I was able to mint 2 NFTs during the pre-sale. And ang advantage nun, usually, pag nag-mint ka na mas maaga, diba? When you get that pre-sale access, mas mura siya kaysa sa public, no? And especially kapag nasa OpenSea na siya. Kasi pag OpenSea, again, going back to the correlation, the comparison to the condominiums, to the properties, diba? Kumbaga, pag nasa OpenSea na, secondary market na yun. Hindi mo na nabili yun sa developer. Hindi na ikaw yung first owner. Second-hand owner ka na doon pag doon ka bumili. So ito, lowest price possible. Hopefully, no? In most cases, lowest price possible yung makukuha mo. No?
Okay.
Kasi may cases din na bumababa than the mint price, no? Which I'm sure you're very familiar, Boss Marvin. Pero yun, yeah. But in general, yun yung advantage when you grind in Discord and then
that's only for minting. Pero what if the project has been out already? Gaano ka-relevant yung Discord? Kunyari nasa labas na yung nasa labas na siya. Majority of yung linabas silang NFTs tapos na yung minting for quite some time. Is it still that important?
Yes, it's still important because yun nga, like I've said kanina, it doesn't stop from the launching na iiwan na sa ere ng developers. If they do that, what will happen to the project is babagsak yung price kasi the ones who who minted will just sell them tapos iiwan na yung project, di ba? So they really have to make sure that there's still engagement within the community. And what they do from time to time, they have raffle, no? So the ones that even have forward thinking, they have other features that will unlock you, give you an opportunity to mint second generation NFTs. So for example, you have 2 Genesis Kongs, kunyari during the mint or kahit OpenSea, nabili mo siya, secondary market na, di ba? Magkakaroon ka may karoon ka ng chance to breed, no? So yung 2 Genesis Kongs na yun, pwede mong i-breed yun, tapos manganganak siya ng baby Kong. No? So may mga ganung feature siya. Tapos meron yung nanganganak ng banana, and yung banana na yun, may value yun. No? And kasi yun yung kailangan mo to breed eh. I believe ganun siya nag-work. Parang i-burn mo yung banana for you to be able to breed another baby Kong if you have 2 Genesis Kong. So, may mga ganung feature. Going back dun sa uninterested unicorns, di ba? So yun, may mga quest yun. So for example, yung nakuha mong unicorn is of different elements kasi merong, I think, fire, earth, wind, and water elements doon. So, it pays to have the same elements kasi pag nag-quest ka, mas malaki yung pwede mong makuha. So just to give you an idea, nung nag-grind ako for the unicorns, no, I was able to get 2. But nabitin ako so bumili pa ako ng isa. So 3 na yung kinuha ko. Tapos nabitin ulit ako, bumili ako pang 4 kasi nga gusto kong ma-complete yung elements na yun na pare-parehas sila. And then nung nalaman ko nga na may quest, tapos pwede ka magkaroon ng parang coins within that NFT project, all the more that I became bullish, I decided not to sell any of those unicorns. And true enough, ang laking bagay na ginawa ko yun kasi I was able to mint it at 0.05 and now I think it's at 0.73 already.
Okay.
That's the floor price as we speak right now.
Okay.
Tapos yung dalawang nabili ko na secondary, I got it for 0.15 ata. And that was roughly parang a month ago.
Got it.
When I did that. So sobrang ganda ng opportunity. Kaya you really have to take a look at the community, 'di ba? Kasi yung UU na yon, yung unicorn na yun, very solid yung community. As in talagang the community members really stepped up and they were part of the, hindi naman council, the developers, but parang advisors sila. So they were able to give in their information, 'di ba, to the developers, and the developers listen to this feedback. 'Di ba? Nag-a-adjust sila so what the community wants, 'di ba? Kaya ang ganda ng relationship between the developers and the community because they have that system in place. So it's really important for NFT projects na hindi siya one-sided na bahala ko anong decide ko yun lang, 'di ba? I will not listen to you. Kasi there are some projects like that na they didn't listen to what the community wants. And nung simula sobrang taas ng hype ng project, but because they didn't listen, nawala ng faith yung community, 'di ba? Binenta nila yung NFTs nila. Ngayon, bagsak yung presyo ng project na yun.
You mentioned you bought at minting, then you bought in the open market. When is it okay na habulin pa rin siya sa open market, sa secondary market, sa OpenSea? Versus, baka masyado itong mataas. Bigyan ka ng example, Mechaverse. Madami nagsasabi sa akin, try mo makasama doon. And then when they started, I think by the time we're recording this, it's still in pre-reveal, no? When it's in pre-reveal already, sobrang taas na niya.
Right.
How does it go? When should you chase after it? When is the time to say na wag mo na to chase?
If you ask me personally, if I'm going to buy, kasi right now the floor price is 7.98 ETH, no? So that's more than 1 million pesos right now. And during the time that it was minted, 0.2 ETH lang siya.
Yeah.
'Di ba? And sobrang dami kasing sumali dun sa raffle, ang laki ng community, and that's why I think that's the reason why the hype is there. And I think a lot of Japanese investors came into the project because parang Gundam nga yung art niya, diba? Alam naman natin sa Japan, Gundam is very big. That's why sobrang nag-fly siya. And not just in Japan, but also globally, diba? Marami tayong mga enthusiasts, even here in the Philippines, madami nagko-collect ng Gundam. So kaya rin siya nag-fly. Pero if you ask me personally, will I buy the floor now? Definitely not. Kasi for me, I just have to take that as a opportunity loss na. 'Di ba? Kasi from 0.2 to 7.7 more than 7 ETH, parang I find that very high already. There's opportunity for it to grow even further, pero remember that there will always be other opportunities out there that you can take advantage of without having to shell out that much amount of ETH. But of course, Ako lang yun kasi hindi naman ako kasing big time mo, Boss
Sobra.
Marvin.
Teka, ako topic. Meron ka bang rule of thumb na parang, okay, 0.2, 1.8 na siya ngayon, ayoko na rin. Is there a common practice or a rule of thumb here to say that hindi ko na siya nakuha sa mint pero reasonable pa naman yung price niya ngayon?
I only do that na I buy in the secondary in OpenSea na before na hindi mint price if I know some insider information about the project. So I do my research first. If I know na okay, medyo mataas na to, times 3 na siya ng mint price, pero the potential is this much, di ba? Then I'm willing to take that risk. And there are some projects where I did that, and up to now I'm still holding on to these projects. Kaya it's really a case-to-case basis. I can't really, there's no hard and fast rule na pwedeng sabihin natin na 100%, diba, all the time it can be applied. It really depends from one project to another. Again, you have to take a look at the community, the roadmap, diba, the developer, diba, the price. Kasi pwede mo rin tignan sa OpenSea, you can take a look at the fluctuations kasi may charts na rin sila doon. So makikita mo when you click on it, diba, makikita mo in the past 30 days, past 60 days, diba, kung paano nagpo-perform. So ikaw, lalo na ikaw master, kayang-kaya mong basahin yung chart na yun, diba? Pero ang dami mong kailangang aralin. And you really have to do your own research. Kasi if you go into it blindly, just believing, let's say, the recommendation of your friend, wala ka rin pwedeng sisihin kundi sarili mo, di ba? Kapag nag-flop siya, kapag hindi siya umangat, di ba? May ipit ka dun sa project. If you want to sell, then you'll have to sell it at a loss, di ba? Kaya wala, I can't really say, Boss Marvin, na talagang there's a exact formula for each particular project. It really depends. Kasi for example, we have this group, we bought into this, yung baby kong, yung these two punks, mataas na yung price niya yun, di ba? And that's why we had the group buy. We set up a group, di ba? We form a fund and we bought it together. No? Para yung risk naka-spread out din sa amin. Di ba? Hindi lang isang tao na parang, okay, you're gonna spend 1 million on one NFT or even more, di ba? Na ikaw lang mag-isa. So at least yun, sama-sama kami. Para kapag umangat, sama-sama din kaming umangat. Pag lubog, sabay-sabay kami lubog. Pero, these people, they know their stuff. They've been in the NFT space for months, or some of them even a year before me. Di ba? Kaya I really respect their opinions about the matter, and I have faith in their judgment. Kaya sumusunod lang din ako sa kanila. But of course, I'm learning on my own, di ba? Again, that doesn't excuse us from studying or trying to do research on our own.
I want to ask this question to a lot of people who want to enter this space. Not everyone has a small circle group na sobrang yaman ng katulad ni Ramon King. How can people who are starting out that don't have people around them, how can they know if this NFT has potential or not, or what are best practices in order for them to be able to spot opportunities na ganyan that has the potential to somehow go up into the future? You said a couple of things already. Number one, you said yung community. You said also yung roadmap. Ano pa yung gagawin nila doon? What are the other things that people can look at from that perspective? And siguro I'll make a follow-up dun sa community and sa roadmap. Dun sa community, ano yung size to determine that community is relatively big already? Then second is, sa roadmap, what determines that it's a really, really good roadmap?
Again, there's no one-size-fits-all formula. Pero based on my experience, especially if you're entering into a very new project that has developers that are not yet known in the space, so medyo mataas yung risk noon kasi wala silang wala kang point of reference if their project will become a success, right? So if you're entering that type of project, you have to again take a look at the community. For communities normally kasi you have to take a look at how many NFTs are they planning to release. So most of them, if it's below 10,000 pieces, medyo okay pa yun. But anything more than 10,000, for me at this point, medyo one of the red flags yun kasi masyado siyang mataas. Meron nga ibang project na 888 pieces lang, and this project actually is octoheads. Ito, napasukan ko din siya. I was very lucky to come in. Again, hindi ko na naman siya ni-research. Sabi lang nila, ito maganda to, pasok tayo dito. Ganyan, sige, pasok ako. And I was surprised na 888 lang to. most of the projects were coming into that we were investing in the past, nasa mga 8,000, 10,000 pieces, 8888, di ba? 8,888, nasa ganun. Pero ito 888 lang. So at first, I was parang kinda scared in a sense, to be frank. So sa mga friends ko, medyo na may doubts ako nung simula doon. Pero I'm very happy now kasi nag-fly din yung project. Again, because of the community and the relationship between the community and the developer. The developer listened to the suggestions. They formed this council from the community. I think we minted at 0.1 ETH or even less. And now, looking at the project, it's about 5.29 ETH already. So can you just imagine kung gaano kalaki na yung tinaas niya in a span of, I think, less than 2 months ever since the project was initially released. No? So, hindi siya porket marami yung items, di ba? Magka-fly siya. Ideally, below 10,000 lang. No? Kapag ang problema rin kasi pag masyadong onte, kaya rin ako nag-worry dun sa Octoheads kasi 888 lang siya. Baka it doesn't have enough items for it to be scalable, di ba? For more people to know more about the project, di ba? Pero because of good marketing, the good community, the connections between the Octoheads people and some of the influencers and whales in the space, talagang umangat siya. No? And they also have this plan to have parang a token. No? Kasi di ba when you talk about octopus, di ba may ink yan na nilalabas, di ba? So parang gano'n ang mangyayari. Kung kanina we talk about yung mga kongs, di ba, na nanganganak ng banana, di ba? Nag-generate siya ng banana as passive income. Ito naman, ink yung ilalabas niya. Okay? So, tas may mga raffle din, may mga pa-contest din from time to time na kahit na-launch na yung project, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung mga pakulo nung developer for the community. So, those are the things talaga that we really have to watch out for. Also, yung marketing, they really have to be active not just in the Discord community, but also in Twitter. Some of them even have their own YouTube channels, di ba? They talk with influencers to help promote the project. Tapos they also get a charitable institution, di ba, na pinipili. Tapos a percentage of the proceeds, no, of the transactions, di ba, will go to that chosen beneficiary. In the case of Octoheads, di ba, since it's in the sea, yung beneficiary will most likely be related to the environment, something related to the preservation of our resources, di ba, in the sea. Yun yung mga factors that I'm thinking off the bat. Isa pa pala, is the art itself. Okay? Meron kasi mga project, for example, meron ako napasukan na ang tawag ng project, excuse me for the term, no? Pero it's Hey Moron. So morons yung project. Tapos yung drawing, as in talagang pag nakita mo siya, if you search it, no, in OpenSea, hindi talaga siya parang pinag-isipan mabuti. Parang doodle lang siya na wala lang, di ba? And true enough, even doon sa community, the developers were not as engaging. Wala silang mga pakulo. May mga paraffol sila from time to time, pero they were not as engaging. They weren't really pushing the project to grow. They weren't trying to expand the community. Kaya doon pa lang medyo skeptic na ako. Nanalo ako ng raffle. Tinry ko lang. I joined the raffle. Madali lang naman eh. Sa Discord, di ba? You just have to enter, tapos may click ka lang doon, di ba? Emoji. So yun, I joined the raffle, nanalo ako. And then, nung na-launch na yung project, tapos na yung pre-sale, tapos na yung public sale, I followed up with a developer asking for my free NFT, my free moron. Hindi nila ako binalikan. Hindi nila pinigay sa akin, di ba? So, doon pa lang, parang buti na lang hindi ako nag-mint doon. Kasi nga, alam ko na nasimula na may red flag na because the developers didn't really put a lot of effort into the project. So alam mo na parang gusto lang nila talaga kumita tas bahala na. Looking back, I learned my lesson na parang minsan pag mayroon ng chance to take profit, especially if you know that the project is not that solid, di ba? The people that are behind it hindi pa ganun ka-solid, di ba? Okay lang kahit benta mo na. Importante naman profit is profit like what I said. There will always be new opportunities out there where you can take advantage of. Importante is meron kang liquidity, no? Para pag may new opportunity, pwede kang pumasok ulit, pwede kang lumaban.